This week's movie is Fast 5.
And here's a tip for the audience for future episodes. We are going to pick on this franchise.
A lot.
But don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love Vin Diesel, okay? This guy is awesome. He plays Dungeons and Dragons on the sets of his movies. He started a video game company and made like really good video games with all the money he made from acting. I mean, this guy is just awesome, okay? I will support just about anything he does.
Anyway, but some things we can't let go.
Sorry, Vin.
Let's watch this clip.
So the setup here is we've got Dom and Brian from the Fast and Furious franchise here. They're eluding authorities down in Rio de Janeiro. But they get caught up in some scheme to steal all the money from the most corrupt businessman in Rio.
Hey, baby. Because they get in their cars and yank right there. If it was going to pull out, it would have pulled out right there.
Ah, come on! Look at all this traction they're getting. Surely all that is going to change and get the safe out. See, like I told you.
No, I don't think it works like that.
Okay, but now the hard part's over with. All they got to do is just drag it around. The momentum's in their favor.
There we go. Dorito!
Okay, and this part I love. All right, look at that. Okay, the safe is going end over end over end. Those cables should be wound up like a pretzel, and they never show them like that.
No, they roll it the other way.
Yeah, because they just happen to turn right the next time. Oh, and okay, what's this crazy turn? And what is he reaching for?
Bottle of diesel.
Okay, and then look at this tree. No resistance at all. Wham! Okay, and they just keep on going.
The CG tree.
Oh, man. Okay. I love it. I love it. You should definitely watch the whole movie. That scene is insane. Okay, but first things first, all right? The two cars in the movie are Dodge Chargers. Most likely SRT8 versions, even though they don't say it. And, based on the history of this franchise, probably heavily modified, brah. So tell us about the safe.
Okay, so after our research and some 3D modeling, some material calculations, determined that the safe weighs around 60,000 pounds, and that doesn't even include the 14,000 pounds of paper that's likely in it, or the grout, or the walls, or anything else that might have been attached to it when they pulled it out.
So, all right, yeah, once we had all those numbers, all that was left was to do the math.
Really, this whole sequence hinges on having enough friction force to extract or even budge a vault. For that, we have the simple but fundamentally important equation for sliding friction.
The frictional force is the coefficient of friction times the normal force.
Notice the complete lack of nitrous in that equation.
Right, so in the case of the double cars trying to pull out a safe, we compare the maximum force generatable by 4 tires,
2 on each car,
with 2 Dodge Chargers worth of car weight on them.
This is around 4,000 pounds each.
With the maximum force generatable by steel on concrete with our safe's worth of weight on it.
For the cars to pull the safe, the following must be true. The friction force of the tires has to equal the friction force of the safe.
Right, so let's look at the inputs.
A sticky race tire is going to have a MOO of 0.9 to 1.1. The weight of a Charger is 4,160 pounds. The front-rear weight distribution of 54 to 46. The MOO of steel on concrete is 0.57, and after modeling a shipping container with 2-inch thick walls, which is what the safe appears to be, we get a weight of 60,744 pounds.
Now we chose the tire MOO to be 1, which is a really sticky tire. Passenger tires are more like 0.7, so we're really giving some credit to the scene here.
Not only that, but we will be ignoring the angle the cars are separated at. The combined force of the 2 cars would actually be less than if the 2 cars were pulling the same rope.
And again, we're giving some credit here.
So, we have the MOO of the tire is 1, the weight of the car is 4,160 pounds, the weight distribution for finding the normal force on the rear tires is 1 over 54 over 46, the weight of the safe is 60,744 pounds, the coefficient of friction between steel and concrete is 0.57.
Again, the 2 sides of the equation we are solving is the frictional force of the tires has to be equal to the frictional force of the safe. And here we have the generatable force from 2 cars with sticky-ass rubber on clean concrete without slipping. We've got the frictional force of the tires is 7,087 pounds.
And here we have the force you would need to scoot a 60,000 pound safe across the floor. It's 34,624 pounds.
Okay, so yeah, that thing isn't moving anywhere.
Not with turbos, not with nitrous, not with bros, hoes, winches, bitches, or anything else.
Right, so I guess the financial community can relax tonight because there will be no Chrysler-themed vault heists ever.
No, this one's pretty much in the can.
Right, okay, but hang on though, the show's not over. I'm still curious, okay? What would it have taken to get that vault out of the wall?
Okay, check this out. Well, already you can see by the ratio of the required force to move the container compared to the force generated by the two cars' tires that this is a tall order. So let's add 4,100 pounds over the rear tires. That generates 15,287 pounds of friction force.
Yeah, well, that's still not working out. Even adding another charger on top of the back of each car still doesn't get you half the force you need. So that's not happening either.
Yeah, adding a charger to a charger isn't going to work.
See Exhibit A. Well, if more weight can't get us there on two sets of tires, then how about more cars?
Okay, let's give the scene some more credit and assume that if you can build a nitrous-powered charger, you also know that having some weight in the trunk is going to help with traction.
So they would have likely put some sandbags in there, I guess.
Or at least Jared from Subway.
So like 200 pounds then.
No, before he went on his diet.
So 400 pounds then.
That seems legit.
Okay. So now that we've added him, we get 3,943 pounds of pull with one pre-Subway Jared in the trunk of one SRT-8 Dodge Charger.
Okay, now dividing the force required to pull the safe by the force generated by our Charger Jared hybrid, we would need 8.7 cars.
So even if the cars made 10 trillion horsepower, okay, it still doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all it comes down to is how well the tires stick to the pavement.
Right, it's the force of the car on the tires and the tire compound. It's the only two things that matter.
And remember, all of this was done without us even calculating the 14,000 pounds of money inside the vault. We didn't even account for that.
No money.
So let's call it.
Okay, surprise, this is real physics.
Yeah, so there you have it. All right. And as always, we look forward to the suggestions down below. Tell us what movies you'd like us to calculate out for you guys next. And as always, thanks for watching.
See you next week. And this is the amount of force it would take to move a 60,000 pound, what are we, tank? No, that was last episode. Damn it! Dear Real Physics, why was Colby Dane looking so funny at the last scene? Like, it's because my coworker just didn't record our best take. Right, it's the weight of the car and the compound of the tire, and that's it.
All right, that's it.
No, that's it. That's it. No, I didn't screw that up. That was that was actually perfect.
I did.
That's it.
I did.
That's it.
Stop it.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing a damn thing. I know I'm funny looking. Just don't look at me. Look through me.